So I drug my feet all of 2020, didn't get my race car ready. It's close, but we're not close enough to put it together and safely go out and race. So I'm gonna be piloting the number 15 this weekend for Mitchell Bean Motorsports. So basically how this worked was I was at Bridgeport the other night. It was kind of funny. Reed went out there for hot laps and he said, hey man, do you mind taking my car out there, shaking it down for the heat race? I said, well, Reed, I've got nothing. I've got no helmet, no Hans, no race suit, fire protection, anything. He's like, well, just use some of my stuff. And I got thinking, I'm like, I don't know. And then of course the racing bug kind of hit me and I'm like, all right, I'll go out there. I wanted to start dead last and kind of like tail the field by about 5 or 10 car lengths and just shake the car down and, you know, see what I thought about it and make sure they had a good baseline setup going. Well, that wasn't the case. The guy at the starting grid, he said, no, I had to start 5th. I don't think he understood that there was a driver change. That's another story. But Dylan, we'll save that story for another time. Damn, that was crazy. No, so anyway, I go out there. I finished 4th in the heat race. Car felt pretty good. Made a couple of changes between the heat and the feature, but I wasn't planning on running the feature. So back up, I pull in the pits from the heat race. Reed basically, he leaned right in the car. He said, hey man, you want to run the feature? I said, well, yeah, sure, we'll do that. We got to make some changes though, and maybe take a stab at this thing. So we did, and I came from, I think it was 22nd or 23rd up to 12th. I burnt the tires up, and it is what it is. But we're getting ready for Del Mar, which is tomorrow night. It was kind of a weird deal. Reed asked me if I wanted to run Del Mar in his car, and I said, well, yeah, absolutely, I'll do it for sure. What that led into was I was like, all right, well, first off, his seat and me, we weren't really getting along. It's a completely different size seat, so I got some of the stuff I got to put in my toter home here, some of my racing equipment. But to show you, he runs a Ultra Shield seat. I run what they call a Fiberworks seat, which is an all carbon fiber seat with a mold basically to my body. It's like an insert mold that goes in there. And for a lot of you who don't exactly know a lot about racing, but you're a fan of mine through all the haunted stuff that I do, this is a sprint car. All the panels are not on this. The wing is not on this. And the reason why it's in my garage at my house is because my race shop in Laurel is a little far away. My other race shop in Felton, that's an hour away. Here recently, I've been out of my mind busy. I don't really know where to even start to explain it, but Motivated, I just want to thank everybody who's ordered something from there. We have sold out 3 times in 2 months. The more I order, the more we sell out, which is a good thing, and I appreciate that, but it's taken up a lot of time. In one of the buildings here on my property is where all of the Motivated orders get processed, and it's a small warehouse out there until we move into our bigger one. It enables me to keep my pulse on Motivated, be here at the house where I'm most comfortable, and then still work on the car. So I have a makeshift race shop going on here. There's shit everywhere. Tires, everything that I kind of pieced together here really fast. But just through all of these times right now, driving an hour to a race shop and then an hour back home, you're not getting as much time. You lose 2 hours worth of time there. So I'm getting everything wrapped up for Del Mar tomorrow night. This is a really weird situation. I've got my toter home here at my house. My race trailer is up at my shop in Felton. And I'm gonna load all of this in one of my smaller trailers, transport it up to Felton, load up there. And yeah, my neighbors, they already hate me because I come in and out at weird times, but much less if I park a tractor trailer out in front of my house and block the driveway up. They probably would really hate me even more, but yeah, fun life for sure. I had to put my jet ski and my 2 4-wheelers right here. I had to put them actually outside for a couple of days. They get dirty anyway, so that's another thing. I usually take those and I go to Busco Beach down in North Carolina. I'll take my toter home and that small trailer I've got. Basically, I go mudding down there, and those 4-wheelers are built for mudding. I like to have some fun. And actually, whenever I'm not racing or filming, that's basically where I'm at and what I'm doing. So this is a toter home in here. Again, if you're a race fan, you may or may not have ever seen inside of one of these things. I bought this at the end of last season. And kind of different. It's unique. It's perfect sized. It's actually what I use to go on road trips, especially when I go filming. Sonny and I we'll pack up in here. Might be a little dark, hang on. Again, if you're new to my channel or you're a race fan and you may or may not have seen, I did just a small walkthrough with this. Bathroom, microwave. Oh, it's got the fridge, everything that we need. Everything's self-contained, which I really love. So on race day, it's really cool. I usually get to see my nephew, Brady. He's like a year and a half old now. So he needs somewhere he can come and stay and play around and take a nap. So that makes it nice. When I first started sprint car racing, a lot of my family, they didn't come to races. My dad is completely against sprint car racing. That's kind of what led me to sprint car racing. It's a really weird story, but at the end of the 2017 season, my dad, he owned a dirt late model team. I hated dirt late models. I still do. I think they are probably the worst cars I've ever driven in my life. I had no fun whatsoever in it. No disrespect to the dirt late model community, because I know a lot of you think that us airplane people, talking about sprint car wing sprint cars at least, you guys think we're boring racing. And also the mud turtle community, Chris Moore. That's a direct shot at Chris Moore. He knows I'm messing with him, but we always go back and forth about mud turtles, which is a big block modified versus sprint cars. Here recently, I think sprint car racing puts on a better show than anything else out there, and it's a lot of fun. But kind of what led me to sprint car racing was a weird deal. But at the end of 17, basically was like, listen, I don't like the late models. And my dad was like, well, I'll tell you what, if you want to go race something else, you have at it. And most race teams are family funded type deals. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I had no idea how much it was going to cost, but I knew I was going sprint car racing. That's all I knew. So he called me up on a Saturday morning. I was headed up to Pennsylvania to pick up a brand new sprint car. He had no idea. He's like, what are you doing, man? And I answered the phone and basically told him I had to pick up a new race car. And he said, well, what are you buying? I said a sprint car. And there was a real long pause on the telephone. And he said, well, what are you doing that for? I said, well, I'm going racing. There was a little bit of little bit of tension there for quite some time, but you know what? At like the end of the day, it was a really cool deal. I made the best decision that I've ever made in my racing history, and I enjoy it. It's the most fun racing you can possibly do. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna load up the car and some equipment. We're gonna take it up to Felton. We're gonna load up there, reload everything into the big trailer. Just gotta make sure I got all my shit first.
Done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, for the record, for the record, for the record. Been a little too nice for y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. A6 all the hate. I won't get a ball today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the bars, I'm flipping the on record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still want the act, not the ghost.
We got Danny and Reed here helping me, and Reed, he's actually a majority owner in this car here. Danny's helped me for the past 2 years now, and Danny was actually a fan before all of this, and once he came to work for me, it was, he took interest in kind of working on the car. He's always been a sprint car fan, rightfully so, because it's the greatest show on dirt. And yeah, it's cool. So I got a cool group of guys. I got my buddy Chase. He also helps me. He would be here tonight, but he's actually in New York. So as far as like tires go, Danny and Chase do a lot of that. Chase is also pretty much car chief. Crew chief Andy, he's at his house. He's actually working on another guy's car. Good thing about Andy Anderson and I, it's kind of a unique relationship there. I've known Andy for most of my racing life. I don't call it a racing career because I don't do it for a living. I do it for fun. It's strictly fun. But we go a long ways back, and Andy's one of those guys where he tells me, hey, go out there, do this, and it just works. And I got a lot of trust in him. I had one other crew chief that I've ever had that I had this much trust in, and that was Mark McFarland in the NASCAR stuff. And Mark actually, no matter what I was running the truck or whatever it was, K&N, late model, he was my crew chief at that point. And him and I, we had such a good relationship and has so much trust in it. And you gotta have trust. I mean, you're about to take an animal down the track and you're praying it sticks in the corner. You gotta have a lot of trust in your car, your crew, everybody. So everybody who's turning wrenches on this deal, I trust with everything I got, because my life out there is kind of crazy when you think about it that way, but it's pretty neat. We don't usually work out of parking lots, but this is my shop right here, and we're not even working out of it, so it is what it is. It's a long story. Right now we got tires everywhere, as you've probably seen in some footage. So here is an organized mess right now. This is actually where all the tire tools go. Valve stem removers, valve stem caps, extra valve stems themselves, our air gauge, everything like that goes right in here. That's a ladder that actually goes right up to the top of the trailer. And then when you open cabinets, I don't know what it is. I guess people have cabinet fetishes. I'm not exactly sure. So we got enough oil in here for 4 motor changes. And this pretty much goes down the whole entire line here. I got extra trash bags. I got some gears down here. Next cabinet over, some more chemicals, some stuff's falling over, still oil, continuing on down. These have not been organized since last year. I just kind of got on a whim and figured we'd go racing. Some more cleaning chemicals, some supplies. I got a few torsion bars like this. Anything extra as far as brake lines, header gaskets, grinding pads for the grinder tool that we use to grind down the tires. Next over here, this is my fuel cabinet. Also where I keep some of my wheel covers as well. But this thing here, we can hold enough fuel to go for about 1 race. Should be more. This cabinet, we have, this right here is one front end. I've got 2 additional front ends that will load in here. Also a rear end that will go down here. I've got 2 rear ends. I've got 3 front axles. Got some more shocks to put on there. I've been running Penske shocks for most of my dirt career, I guess, or dirt racing life. So I've been running them. I just started running some pro shocks. It's a little different. My crew chief really likes them. I've grown to like them. I've never been an oil-based shock type of guy. I've always been a gas-based. An oil shock actually is a little bit more smoother and slower to react, where a gas shock is real quick and it's kind of abrasive as well. But kind of moving on through here, looks like we got some tools down here. This is where I keep all my caps, just in case we got to change an engine real quick. Also have all of our tire grooving equipment, toe plates, some more everything nut and bolt wise that we would possibly need. We got 3 bolt kits for the car. I've got more gears, gear oil down there. Up here again, it all kind of looks disorganized, but up here, this is the cabinet where I keep my helmet. That's actually in the Toter home. And then up here is just more storage. This is mainly where the front and rear tires will go. Typically, I'll carry about 4 to 5 right rears, 3 to 4 left rear tires, and then about 4 front tires. Don't want to go through all of them, but if you do, it is what it is. And then we've obviously got the Toter home here. I think I kind of explained that in the beginning of the video. The slides are in right now. Speaking of which, I had to grab this nifty tool from my house here. This is actually a bead breaker for the wheels. This is how we get some of the wheels off. Looks like a crazy weird contraption, but it's actually much needed. So let's continue on work. We've got a lot to go. But again, I mean, I just got the seat mounted in the car 2 days ago. I worked really late up here at one of my offices on Thursday and all day Friday, which is today. I've been working as well, so we're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna have a hell of a lot of fun. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Me and my crew, we laugh more going to the races and coming from the races, and to us, that's just as much fun as the actual race itself, as the road trips and the memories that we get to make. And Sunny D's is coming with us too. So that'll make for interesting times. Reed was wanting some different numbers on his car, and I said, all right, well, that's no problem. Luckily, I own my own vinyl machine that's like a wrap machine. I got the so I got a printer, I have the plotter, the laminator, and basically it enables me to print out my own car wraps and stickers and all kinds of stuff like that, which is nice. But at the same time, when you have this machine, sometimes it's a pain in the ass. This was wasted vinyl. As you can see, it would turn purple because I didn't have my color codes and everything correct. So I was rushing. This was at like 3 a.m. last night. I started printing these off, and I said, you know what, we're gonna say hell with it. But we had a late night last night. We worked out there in the parking lot till about 2:30. Came in here, started printing these off. That was wrong. Went home, got a few hours of sleep, and now here we are.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, for the record, for the record, for the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. A6 all the hate. I won't get a ball today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the bars, I'm flipping the on record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still want the act, not the ghost. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record.
Hey Chase, you pushing me back?
Yeah.
All right, I'll control your speed like normal.
Well, he's gonna push you back there.
Okay, good. So
He looks a little bit more proportional on there than me.
when you push me, just hammer down. I control you with the brake.
Ready?
Thanks, man.
Ready?
Laps to this is for the sprint cars, the Pneumatic Sprint Series, as it enters turn number 3, looking for the green flag. Outside goes 77J, young guy just ran early. Outside of turn number 1. That's round on the outside. Round on the outside of turn sprint car. Turn number 1 and 2, James Brown and Jake Tanner are your top two. Larry McKay going to the spot. And down the front straight with turn number 1 there. Pull back to number 1. Looking for the green light, single file.